Hi, my name is Kim McQuitty, founder of Wife Ready. A few years ago, I wrote a curriculum called Are You Wife Ready? Preparing Women for Marriage Beyond the Wedding Day. I called it a Wife Ready Boot Camp. And I went online and would do these webinars, these seminars, these sessions via Zoom, and women from around the world were impacted by this curriculum. Actually, there are a number of churches that are actually doing the curriculum as well. It is something that I wish, God knows I wish I had this when I was 20 years old. When I got married, I hadn't a clue. When I say a clue, zero clue of what it was, what it looked like, or what I needed to be as a wife. I had a desire, but I didn't know what that looked like. I had no idea. I remember going around tapping some of the older girls at the church, older ladies. You know, they were friends, but I would tap them on the shoulder. I'm like, can we meet? I want to know what it looks like to be a wife. I'm just seeing myself right now, my little self walking around just asking them because I just really wanted to get it right. I wanted to get it right. Didn't know that was just like a call on my life back then. Didn't know I was as passionate about it as I am. I am now, and that was really the call that God has on my life. So I wrote this curriculum several years ago to prepare women for marriage. The first thing that I wrote was a book called Unsaved Today, Are You Wife Ready? And that talks about the what about marriage, about being ready, what it looks like to be ready, what marriage really entails. Are you ready to do the work? What marriage is, what it is not. And I kind of go into there a lot of detail into that book. I'll link it in the description where you can get a link and if you want to read that book. But once I read the book, I'm thinking, okay, you're talking about marriage, Kim. You're talking about what it is not. You're talking about what they should do. You're talking about what they should not be, what they should be doing. How do they do that? How do they do that? So that's when this book was born. That's when this curriculum was born. Are You Wife Ready? Preparing Women for Marriage Beyond the Wedding Day. It's a small group curriculum. And as I mentioned, I have done it, and several women from around the world the last several years have been a part of it. But guess what? I am bringing that curriculum to my YouTube community. I am going to offer an opportunity for you to walk through this curriculum with me so that you can be prepared for the man that God's preparing for you. We're going to talk about who you are. We're going to talk about are you healed? I'm going to show you how to identify the right one. We're going to talk about sexual purity, soul ties, all the things that go along with that. Talk about being a wife, what marriage is, what it is not. Also in my book, I have over 31 prayers you can be praying for your future husband. There are questions in the back that you and he need to ask one another, probably about 150 of them. I would tell women now, I don't want you to sit down and just pull out the book, I mean, you could, and do an interview style, but there's just some things that you need to know and he needs to know. Questions like, do you owe the IRS? You're like, why do you ask that question? Because it doesn't show up on the credit report. You need to know. You need to know. I mean, just anything, just random questions they're not really random, but questions that you need to know, that you need to know about one another. So I'm going to be offering that curriculum here on YouTube, and I am excited that I get to take this journey with you. But you have to have this book. You need this book in order to maximize and leverage these teachings, because there's ready work in here. There's all kind of, aside of everything that I just mentioned before, there's questions that will help you experience a transformation. Questions that will help you heal. Identify who you really are. Get to the root of the matter. I had someone come up to me a couple weeks ago. She said, Kim, I'm on the 5th time reading this book, going over the content. And I actually wrote this book to take you all the way to the altar. All the way to the altar, and even on the other side, because you get to go back and just look at some of the things you wrote, because you're thinking it may not make sense to you now, but it will make sense to you later. So, Are You Wife Ready? Preparing Women for Marriage Beyond the Wedding Day. You can start now. Go out. The link is in the description. Get your workbook. Get ready to be prepared, because we're about to go on a journey. I'll see you in lesson 1. Take care.